On March 4, 2025, former President Donald Trump made a move that reverberated across the globe. In a surprising and unprecedented announcement, he declared the immediate halt of all U.S. military aid to Ukraine, a decision that caught many off guard and left analysts scrambling to understand the full implications. He announced the immediate halt of all U.S. military aid to Ukraine. This decision was not just a policy shift, but a bold statement that underscored his administration's new direction in foreign policy. This decision, delivered with characteristic bluntness, sent shockwaves through the international community and ignited a firestorm of controversy at home. Global leaders expressed their concerns, and protests erupted across the United States, reflecting the deep divisions and strong emotions surrounding this issue. The move marked a significant escalation in Trump's long-standing skepticism of foreign aid and his commitment to putting America first. His supporters hailed it as a necessary step to prioritize domestic issues, while critics warned of the potential dangers of such isolationist policies. Trump's decision comes at a particularly precarious time for Ukraine. The country has been struggling to maintain its sovereignty and security amidst ongoing conflicts and political instability. The nation continues to grapple with Russian aggression in its eastern regions. The conflict has already taken a heavy toll on the Ukrainian people, and the cessation of U.S. aid could exacerbate the situation. The halt of U.S. aid, which has been crucial in bolstering Ukraine's defenses, has cast a long shadow of uncertainty over the country's future. Ukrainian officials have expressed their deep concerns, fearing that this move could embolden Russian forces and lead to further escalation. This move has left many wondering about the fate of Ukraine and the future of U.S. involvement in the region. As analysts and diplomats continue to debate the potential outcomes, the world watches closely, aware that the repercussions of this decision could be far-reaching and profound. In true Trumpian fashion, the former president wasted no time in justifying his decision. He argued that the move was necessary to prioritize the needs of American citizens. Echoing his signature America First platform, Trump emphasized the need for fiscal responsibility and a reassessment of foreign aid commitments. He argued that the funds previously allocated to Ukraine would be better spent on domestic priorities. Trump pointed to crumbling infrastructure, soaring healthcare costs, and other domestic challenges facing the United States. He framed the decision to halt aid to Ukraine as a necessary step in redirecting resources to address these pressing issues. This rhetoric resonated with his base, who have long supported his calls for a more inward-looking foreign policy. The immediate impact of Trump's decision was felt most acutely in Ukraine. The country has relied heavily on U.S. military aid to bolster its defenses against Russian-backed separatists in the east. The sudden withdrawal of this support has left Ukraine in a vulnerable position. The Ukrainian government expressed deep concern over the move, warning of dire consequences for the country's security. The halt of U.S. aid has cast a pall over Ukraine's future. The country's ability to defend itself against further Russian aggression has been severely compromised. The move has also dealt a blow to the morale of the Ukrainian people, many of whom saw the U.S. as a vital ally in their struggle for sovereignty. The international community reacted to Trump's decision with a mixture of condemnation and apprehension. NATO allies, already unnerved by Trump's unpredictable foreign policy during his presidency, expressed deep concern over the move. They feared that it would embolden Russia and further destabilize the region. The European Union echoed these concerns, emphasizing the need for continued support for Ukraine. The decision to halt aid to Ukraine has further strained relations between the U.S. and its European allies. Many European leaders viewed the move as a betrayal of transatlantic solidarity and a sign of America's waning commitment to global leadership. The move has also raised questions about the future of NATO, which relies heavily on U.S. military might. Trump's decision to halt aid to Ukraine reignited the partisan divide that has come to define American politics. Democrats were quick to condemn the move, accusing Trump of abandoning a key ally and emboldening an adversary. They argued that the decision would have dire consequences for U.S. national security and damage America's standing in the world. Republicans, on the other hand, were more divided in their response. Some echoed Trump's America First rhetoric, arguing that the U.S. should prioritize its own interests over foreign entanglements. Others expressed concern over the move, acknowledging the strategic importance of supporting Ukraine as a bulwark against Russian aggression. The decision has further deepened the political chasm in the United States. Section 6. Echoes of impeachment. A familiar pattern resurfaces. The decision to halt aid to Ukraine has inevitably drawn comparisons to the 2019 impeachment inquiry against Trump. This inquiry was a significant event in American political history, capturing the nation's attention and sparking intense debates across the political spectrum. During that inquiry, Trump was accused of withholding military aid to Ukraine in an attempt to pressure the country's president, Volodymyr Zelensky, into launching an investigation into his political rival, Joe Biden. The allegations were serious, suggesting a misuse of presidential power for personal political gain. While Trump was acquitted by the Senate, the impeachment saga left a lasting stain on his presidency. The acquittal did not erase the controversy or the questions about his conduct, and it remains a contentious chapter in his political career. The current situation, while different in some respects, has revived concerns about Trump's motives and his willingness to use foreign aid as a political tool. The parallels between the two situations are hard to ignore, and they have reignited debates about the appropriate use of presidential power. Critics have accused Trump of once again putting his own personal and political interests ahead of the national interest. These accusations have fueled further division and controversy, with supporters and detractors fiercely debating the implications of his actions. The decision has also raised questions about the adequacy of the checks and balances within the U.S. government to prevent such abuses of power. This ongoing debate highlights the importance of maintaining a robust system of accountability to safeguard democratic principles and ensure that no individual can wield power unchecked. Section 7. Eroding trust, emboldening aggression, long-term consequences. The long-term consequences of Trump's decision to halt aid to Ukraine remain to be seen. However, experts warn that the move could have far-reaching implications for U.S. foreign policy and global security. The decision has already damaged America's credibility with its allies, who are now questioning the reliability of U.S. commitments. The move also risks emboldening Russia, which may see the U.S. withdrawal of support for Ukraine as a sign of weakness. This could lead to further Russian aggression in the region, potentially sparking a wider conflict. The decision to halt aid to Ukraine represents a significant setback for U.S. efforts to contain Russian influence and promote democracy and stability in the region. Section 8. Rethinking foreign aid. A Trumpian legacy takes shape. Trump's decision to halt aid to Ukraine is part of a broader pattern of his administration's approach to foreign aid. Trump has long been critical of foreign aid, viewing it as a waste of taxpayer money. He has repeatedly sought to slash foreign aid budgets and has shown a preference for transactional diplomacy, prioritizing short-term gains over long-term strategic objectives. The Trump administration has argued that its approach to foreign aid is necessary to ensure that U.S. taxpayer dollars are being used effectively and efficiently. However, critics contend that this approach undermines U.S. soft power and damages America's standing in the world. They argue that foreign aid is a vital tool of U.S. diplomacy and is essential for promoting U.S. interests abroad. Section 9. Looking ahead, navigating the uncertain terrain of U.S. foreign policy. The halt of U.S. military aid to Ukraine marks a significant turning point in U.S. foreign policy. This decision has sent ripples through the international community, raising questions about America's commitment to its allies and its role on the global stage. The decision has left many wondering about the future direction of U.S. engagement in the world. Analysts are debating whether this signals a shift towards a more isolationist stance or a strategic recalibration of resources. Will the U.S. continue to retreat from its global leadership role? Or will it find a way to reassert its influence in a rapidly changing world? The choices made in the coming years will be crucial in determining the country's position in international affairs. The answers to these questions will have profound implications for the United States and the world. The global community is watching closely as America's decisions will impact international stability and economic dynamics. The U.S. faces a complex and challenging international landscape marked by the rise of China, the resurgence of Russia, and the shifting alliances in various regions. These developments require a nuanced and strategic approach, and the threat of global terrorism. The persistent threat of terrorism continues to demand vigilance and international cooperation to ensure global security. Navigating this terrain will require a clear-eyed assessment of U.S. interests and a commitment to working with allies to address shared challenges. Diplomatic efforts and strategic partnerships will be key in shaping a stable and prosperous future.